Hello everybody. Today I'm going to talk about taste, your palate, and creating or trying different foods based on maybe some limitations you've had with taste and what we can do to overcome that. So in front of me I have representation of foods that are in the different taste categories. So we have salty, got some salty foods here, some seaweed, some olives, sea salt, of course. We have sweet, got the plum, piece of fruit, natural sugar, makes it sweet. We have sour with the lemon, or the raw apple cider vinegar, and then bitter. Get some bitter greens. Dark leafy greens are often bitter. And the last taste is actually umami. And umami can be like wasabi or like a glutamate type of taste. Like often in Chinese food we think of like the MSG that they add, the glutamate, that has its own specific kind of taste reaction that is not one of the four main taste groups. And umami taste can be pretty addictive, so the food companies try to use it in different combinations or add MSG to a lot of different products and make people want to eat more of it. So if we're averted to bitter taste, why would that be? Our taste buds can pick up the bitter sensation from alkaloids in plants. It also is something that with evolutionarily speaking, or in all animals, including humans, bitter might have meant toxic or poisonous chemicals. So genetically, a lot of us may have an aversion to bitter foods that is sometimes hard to overcome. On the other end of the spectrum is a sweet taste. A sweet taste is going to kind of trigger something in the brain that says, ooh, that equals energy, because it probably has some type of sugar in it. But amino acids can taste sweet to people. Sugar, alcohols, things that don't necessarily have sugar in them per se, can also taste sweet. Taste perception happens when you have a reaction on, basically in your mouth, on the taste buds of the tongue. A substance will react to the taste receptor cells, and then the brain is able to perceive what that taste is. We have different tastes and hunger for different things depending on our body's nutritional needs. So I might have a lot higher craving for salt after I go run outside on a hot day and I sweat a lot of the salts out of my body. Now, sodium is not the only salt, right? So in chemistry, there are many different salts that have that similar taste to us. But when we generally think of salty, we think of sodium. For all intents and purposes, though, we could be needing and wanting different minerals that also taste more salty. We also cannot perceive taste properly if we are low in zinc. Smell and taste are going to rely on that mineral as well as a few other nutrients, but definitely zinc is a key factor to us being able to taste properly. A lot of older people start to lose their taste for just in general, their taste for different foods, and it's usually because of a zinc insufficiency or deficiency. And also taste buds in general actually vary tremendously from person to person. It's interesting to me that scientists and researchers have found a tremendous variance from 11 to 1,100 taste buds in a square inch of the tongue. That's the difference in different people. It can be anywhere from 11 to 1,100 taste buds per square inch. Women tend to have more taste buds than men and have more robust taste abilities than men, which is interesting. It's also a couple food variations. A lot of this perception of taste can be influenced by genetic polymorphisms or genetic mutations. Half the population perceives cilantro to taste somewhat like soap, and they don't prefer cilantro. It's about half the population. And there are differences in sweet and bitter and all the tastes. There are actually non-tasters that don't have a very keen sense of taste, and then there are super tasters that are very sensitive to everything, and like some foods may seem way too pungent to them. They probably don't need to salt their foods or things like that because it's too pungent. So my question to everybody today is, what type of taster are you? What do you lean towards? Is you mostly sweet, salty, bitter, umami, sour, or are you a combination? I prefer all the tastes, and I like to combine things. I do not have a very big sweet taste though, and I think that's from years of just really not eating sweet foods. And so you gain more perception with your taste buds also when you step away from processed packaged foods, which are designed to be hyper stimulating of the taste buds, and you start eating real food. You now know what food actually tastes like, and you're more drawn to those foods. If you are a super taster and bitter greens are too much or too strong for you, you can cook them in some fat. So savory is not really a taste, but we kind of understand like what savory is. It would be adding fat to something. So a trick you can do, actually, coconut milk is both very savory and sweet. So this would be a way to get some sweetness. It's a little sweet tasting without a lot of sugar. There's only 3 grams of sugar in a serving, which is less than a teaspoon. Yet there's a tremendous amount of healthy fats in coconut milk, healthy gut restoring fats. There's lauric acid in there for the immune system. What's the other type of substance that has lauric acid? Human breast milk. There's also caprylic acid in there. There's these are medium chain triglycerides that are excellent for the brain. So you can cook vegetables and make a curry with your coconut milk. You can add herbs that have a sweeter taste to them or a different taste, like mint. You can add licorice or a little licorice drop or anise. Those or fennel. They're going to be kind of giving you a little bit of a sweeter taste. You can cook greens in bacon fat, and then crumble the bacon on top. You would want to do like a pasture-raised bacon, and that gives it a savory, salty taste and kind of cuts the bitterness. Interestingly, sour, like a lemon, could cut some of the bitterness of these greens. So I might want to saute in an avocado oil or a coconut oil, which provides a little sweet taste, and then I would add a little sour with the lemon, and that combination of flavors removes the bitterness from your greens and from your more bitter vegetables. Olive oil, obviously a nice extra virgin olive oil. Another way to get sweet into foods without sugar, if you're cooking or baking something, is a plant called monk fruit. This is actually a fruit. It is low Han fruit. It's a Chinese fruit. This is an extract. You can get it crystallized. Monk fruit actually helps lower your blood sugar. unlike actual sugar, right? So a couple drops of this can sweeten something up. You can put it in your coffee if you're trying to cut sugar. Okay, so that is how I would approach taste and taste differences, trying to overcome certain tastes. And let us know if you have some tips or tricks that you use, and what types of tastes you have. Have a great day.